PJ Harvey is one of the greatest artists who first emerged in the 1990s. PJ Harvey's catalogue of music is incredibly diverse and have easily endured the test of time. She is also the only artist who managed to win the Mercury Prize twice. Over the past 3 decades, PJ Harvey has released a total of 10 studio albums. To be frank, Harvey has never released a bad album, even though each album deviated from its predecessor's sonic landscape. This is a testament to her very experimental approach as an artist. So if you want to get started with a collection of PJ Harvey records, here are the albums that you need to check out first. You can do no wrong starting with this album, Story from the City, Stories from the Sea. This album is, shall we say, one of the most radio-friendly albums from PJ Harvey's repertoire. Tracks like Good Fortune, A Place Called Home, and The Hall Hustler and The Hustler Hall are downright hummable, and a marked departure from her previous albums, which have more difficult melodies and much darker tonality. Partly inspired by her stay in New York City, Harvey has also been quoted to say that she wanted the record to sound as beautiful as possible. And critical reception seems to agree, with Stories winning the Mercury Prize in 2001. Also on the record, there is the intriguing duet with Tom York on The Mess We Are In, and the ethereal and dreamy Horses in My Dream, which hinted at the future work of Let England Shake. Which brings us to PJ Harvey's second Mercury Prize winning album, Let England Shake, which could also be best described as Harvey's anti-war folk rock album. Prior to Let England Shake, Harvey's lyrics could often be described as blunt, sexually explicit, and brutally honest. And that is what many of her fans love about her. She doesn't quite sugarcoat the subject matter that she is intrigued by. As she got older, you could feel that there was a greater emphasis on her prose, which was to say, Let England Shake features some of her most poetic words to date. As folk rock albums go, tracks like The Words That Make Murder, On Battleship Hill, and the title track all had a compelling beauty that was frankly very unexpected of the writer behind such classics such as Who the Fuck. But that is Harvey for you, constantly surprising you with each new release. Let England Shake also marked the beginning of her fruitful collaborations with Seamus Murphy, who went on to film videos for all of the 12 tracks on the album, as well as produce photographs for Harvey books, The Hollow of the Hand. So you should definitely check them out, especially if you are interested to find out more about PJ Harvey's venture into poetry writing. Okay, next up, To Bring You My Love. So most people who grew up in the 90s would probably recognize To Bring You My Love as a Harvey breakthrough album in the United States, propelled by the uber catchy single Down by the Water, despite its very dark subject matter of filicide. In truth, the popularity of the album was due to its softer musical arrangements, in comparison to Harvey's prior albums, which embrace a harder hybrid punk blues sound. With Flood at the helm as a co-producer, Harvey's off-kilter melodies were given an unusual shine. So tracks like Come On Billy, Long Snake Moan, and Send His Love to Me were also prime examples of PJ Harvey's punk blues at their finest. At the time of release during the mid-90s, some stuffy critic took offense at PJ Harvey's new vampy image, not knowing that it was just one of her many onstage personas that she would go on to adopt over the years. Next up, Rid of Me. So as the album before, To Bring You My Love, the harsh sounds of Rid of Me would come as a shock to any listeners who had discovered PJ Harvey via the former album. Produced by Steve Albini, the album captured the raw, gritty shards of Harvey's guitar and highlighted Harvey's at times intimidating vocals with Albini's signature productions of capturing soft loud dynamics. Nobody was quite sure what happened to Harvey in her personal life, but tracks such as Rid of Me Rug Till It Bleeds, and Snake highlighted the very fractured, at times psychotic view that the protagonists had on sexual relationships. PJ Harvey would go on to clarify that the songs were not autobiographical, but nevertheless, everyone who had gone through some disastrous relationships would probably arrive at the same conclusion. Musically, the songs were closer to hardcore punk than any of her other albums would go on to be. Harvey even found time to do a near unrecognizable cover of Dylan's Highway 61 Revisited, as her parents were apparently big Dylan fans. So if you have checked out all the recommendations so far, then perhaps you won't be surprised by my next recommendation. The very sublime Is This Desired. Ever the artistic chameleon, right? Harvey moved away from the punk blues template that helped her break through in the odd rock arena, and started to flirt with down-tempo electronica in what was perhaps her most underrated album, Is This Desire. Once again collaborating with Flood, the album was vastly different from its predecessor, in that the bulk of the songs were mostly quiet and contemplative, with keyboard playing major roles in the sonic landscape. Prime examples of this were Catherine, The Wind, and the title track. Somehow this very unassuming album also contained her highest charting single in the UK, A Perfect Day Is. Okay, we have reached the end of the video. Perhaps you would like to find out how the music actually sounds like. So I have attached a Spotify link in the description with a playlist of sample songs taken from the albums above. Do check them out, and also leave a comment to let me know what you think about PJ Harvey. Thanks for listening.